Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
My whole world is coming down. Lamenting the disappearance of her daughter, the mother of social media influencer Donnelly Donaldson has described the heartbreak suffered by her family and friends since the 24-year-old vanished without a trace last Tuesday. That emotional turmoil has helped feed the swelling ranks of protesters who have accused the police of dragging their feet because the investigation may enmich one of their own. The episode has sprung an unfolding narrative of relationship woes and a love triangle involving another cop. The police have not confirmed those reports. Sophia Long, who dubs her daughter as her best friend, said that she has been besieged with sadness. My whole world is coming down. Donna was my everything. She was my caregiver. I am so sick, Long struggled to hold back tears as she went through an interview with reporters. She would get up in the mornings and she would give me my medication. She would make sure that I would have something to eat. The perceived slow pace at which the police investigation spurred family and friends to organize a peace march and demonstration Sunday outside the New Kingston apartment where Donaldson was last seen. As they walked streets, flint faces, they made clear their determination to put pressure on law enforcers to deepen their probe. Amid the somber setting, cheerleaders of the Justice Delivered shrilled demands for transparency and truth. Where we want justice, where she named Donnelly, where we want it now, the cheerleader and crowd chorused. According to Long, Donaldson was awakened by a call from her police boyfriend to join him at his apartment. After she left her Monday evening, a little after 10:30, she said, "My love, I am coming back tomorrow morning." Little did Long know that she would have been the pre-ultimate moment she would hear her daughter's voice. Donaldson, reportedly a lover of animals, had reportedly called her mom sometime after 8 a.m. Tuesday, reminding her to feed her dog. "My love, please feed her for me. You don't want to walk her. When I come back, I will talk to you later," Log recounted her daughter was saying. Log said she was surprised to have received a call from Donaldson's partner when inquiring whether she had seen or heard from Donaldson. Further inquiry led to the revelation that Donaldson left the boyfriend's apartment in another vehicle after they had an argument. Log described the more than 2-year relationship between her daughter and the boyfriend as turbulent, adding that it was marked by accusations of infidelity. Claims of a love child further inflated tension, said Long. Yet, despite her pleas to end the relationship, Log said that her daughter maintained the union. "I have pneumonia and I am so sick. All I want is for my baby to come home," Log said, fighting about to coughing to speak. Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, who heads the police information arm, sought to provide assurances that finding Donaldson's disappearance was a priority. "The investigation is ongoing. It is receiving high-level support. I know up to yesterday that we went to the location where she was last seen. They did forensics and they did tests, so a lot of work has been done with the investigation," Lindsay told reporters. According to a press statement issued Sunday by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the investigation is being carried out by senior investigators from the St. Andrews Central Police Division with oversight of the CIB headquarters. Members of the Communications, Forensics and Cybercrime Division are also involved in the probe. Consequent on reports that a serving member was among the last persons known to have been with her, a senior gazetted officer from the St. Andrews Central Division has been assigned to lead the investigation, the statement said. Lindsay said, however, that to date, nothing concrete has been established, no person of interest has been declared. "We don't know what happened. There has been a burning of investigation," she said. Reward fails to loosen lips in Gabriel King's murder case. Not even $1 million reward being offered by Crime Stop and concerned citizens has been enough to pry open the lips of those with information about the murder of 9-year-old Gabriel King. In the latest update, Superintendent of Police in charge of operations for the St. James Police Division, Mr. Samuels, said there has been no movement on the case. "I have no new information on the matter. It is still being investigated, and we're still one person with information to come forward," he said on Thursday during the multi-meeting at the St. James Municipal Corporation. He was responding to a question from Councillor Michael, PNP Granville Division. "Superintendent, know that you have $1 million bounty for information on Gabriel King murder. Do you have any update?" he asked. The young boy, who was autistic, was found with his throat slashed and his body slumped on the back seat of his mother's car on January 13, of this year. The car, which was found on Oak Hill Avenue in Fairfield Estates, had been reportedly stolen by his mother only a few minutes earlier. The child's death drew outrage and condemnation from white swaths of the society, with calls for those responsible for his death to be held accountable. 17 street lights stolen from Manchester in June. The Jamaica Public Service Company JPS says it has been suffering at the hands of thieves in Manchester following the removal of 17 street lights from 5 areas in June. JPS Operations Manager for Manchester and St. Anne Devon Willis said the theft is spread across the South Central Parish. We are seeing where 2 street lights are missing from the Christiana area. In Knockpatrick, we are seeing where 3 of the street lights are removed, he told Thursday's sitting of the local municipality. He said 6 street lights were stolen in my gully, 5 in Newport and 1 in Spur Tree. He added that the company will be replacing the stolen street lights. The replacement of stolen lights has been affected by the supply chain, so if a light has been missing, it takes some time for us to replace those lights, he said. Willis is appealing to the residents to assist in securing street lights with a protection eye on the JPS network. No JPS employee should remove a street light to repair it. If a street light is placed upon a pole, it should be repaired there or replaced. We don't want a contractor or some unscrupulous person telling you that they want to remove the street light to go and repair it, he said. We all know that street lights are a part of our security, he added. Councillor Jones Oliphant, People's National Party Mandeville Division, said the company needs to revisit the traceability of stolen street lights. Just about 11 months ago, a lamp that was installed on Manchester Road below Northern Caribbean University went missing and is still missing. It is the second time in less than 2 years that lamp at that particular location has been missing, he said. I know you had a traceability, but what they thieves do is, whenever they remove the lamps, they leave the trace behind, he informed. Meanwhile, Councillor Omar Miller, Jamaica Labour Party Craighead Division, questioned the power company's focus on electricity theft. When a paying customer, for argument's sake, misses amount pay or just don't pay the light bill within a week or 2 on time, they are easily disconnected. You have a system set up for people who are delinquent in paying. Then, why is it that you cannot have a system in place for these same persons' disconnection crew to go out there and find the illegal connections, he said. He added that a greater focus on electricity theft would ease the burden on paying customers. Whole strain. Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Friday appealed to Jamaican people to bear the pain of external shocks now battering the economy, even as his administration does its best to keep the country afloat. Let us ride out this period of shocks to the economy, external shocks, not shocks created by the government. When you go out in the market and you hear people say, "Nothing na go on, government no pay me," run them with that argument, Holness encouraged. The best way for the government to show that it cares is to manage the economy well, the Prime Minister said, so that we do not collapse and we do not end up like those other countries in the world. Holness, who was addressing a youth summer employment program launched in ceremony at the Mannings High School in Westmoreland on Friday, noted that it is because of the government admiration handling of the crisis that there are resources available for programs such as YSEP. In an obvious swipe at the opposition People's National Party, which has called on the government to provide hefty relief packages, the Prime Minister encouraged a large gathering of youngsters to research, learn from the past and avoid errors of past generations. You will be surprised to see the prescriptions that are being proposed by others are about spending and removal of tax. When they were at the wicket, they never remove any taxes, and they never pay not even $1 of cushioning support to any vulnerable groups in the society, he said. On Friday, Holness hammered home the point that his government should not be saddled with the blame for the pain now being felt by everyone. If you are paying a higher electricity bill, it is the impact of the prices. If you're paying more for transportation, it is not because of the government. If you are feeling a greater sense of pessimism, negativism, and unexplainable senses of depression, it is as a result of these shocks. A change in your routine, which has shifted from outlook on life, it is a result of these shocks, the Prime Minister said. Holness told those gathered that his administration frequently uses social media to take the nation's temperature, and they have noted recent negative comments about initiatives for the government views as steps in the right direction. He cited the example of a comment on the topic of Jamaica potentially attracting investment from Saudi Arabia. One of the comment was, Saudi investment can't yam. It is a reality, but it shows the level of pessimism in the society, he said. The government was also bashed for its testing of electric vehicles to provide important data that will guide its policy decision, the Prime Minister added. We launched that event and the comments were, wrong focus, that's not a priority. We can't afford the car, said Holness, who noted that he can empathize with those making the comments. The interaction, he said, is useful. That helps us. It gives us feedback and understanding as to what people are thinking, the Prime Minister noted. He reassured the country that the government is aware of citizens' concerns and it will steer the country through the current stormy weather. This time we are going to deal with these shocks and crises much differently. In fact, we are dealing with it much more differently, and that is why we continue to recover much faster than other countries in this region, the Prime Minister said. We had shocks in the 70s, oil prices, commodity shocks. We had shocks in the 80s. We had financial shock in the 90s. In the 2000s, we had a massive recession, and it took us 10 years to recover.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.